Chapter 4. Financial Grief, Not Relief. I need to force someone for a big loan. I have nowhere to turn in life. I need some relief, some peace of mind, a car or a truck, maybe both, or maybe more. Something I can put some miles on the mileage meter. There's more to just having some independent transportation. I need it to keep my sanity in a relationship. I trust no one because of what happened to me. So if I do find a woman that I like to keep in my eye vision, or is she worth keeping around for a while and right next to, if she cannot feel that my thought in my heart for me to have a car and to keep me from harm, and that my love for her is that I choose to love her, and that she is who's worth talking to and worth being loyal to, and to find out what's the big deal that I made you find out that I really do love you, and no one can top the love that I have to offer you. And we know the truth hurts, so when you see me, make it skippy, or I'll kill you right where you stand. You ever had that feeling that someone is stalking you? It feels like people are keeping you down from keeping you down from lively goals, taking your life and crushing it in between their hands, taking away your sexual satisfaction, trying to make themselves top what you do, discrimination in an impossible way to be caught. Seems to me that no one wants a normal life with me or even cares if I want one. What I am after is something my penis likes and someone wonderful to look at even when there's nothing else to do. Yes, I am in particular about that. If you know the saying, stand up for something or you'll fall for anything. I do feel the whites are part of my crippled, and I mean as in driving, all my fun or being able to live normally with my woman. I know something is wrong. I know when someone is very jealous, and it seems to be in this city and many others where I was staying, and plenty more cities and states. I had these problems all my life, really tough since I've been born. February 22nd, 1979, by Annabelle Winfeather. I'm writing this book so some people will understand me, and I hope that they will read this book so you can know Mr. Thomas Philip Winfeather Bell a lot better than just judging me and accusing me. So when I do the percolator, you're not giving me that I'm gonna eat you for lunch look when I'm walking by. Most of the time, I do get that look a lot and it hurts a little bit. But then I think of a positive way to give a better view. Then I start thinking the way to explain this is in my book that I have info stored in my head so I can make you a slave to a page in my book. Well, I'm not meaning any harm by that. I got that from Nas' song. He says, they shooting, I made you look. I made you a page to a slave in my rhyme book. But anyways, I prays for enough cash for some transportation so I can get into my car and go to work for my new woman and come home with kisses instead of, I bet if he seen my wife look in a mean mug to go, yeah, I bet if he thinks that, then what I do when I do see her, I start cracking up like a mirror, breaking while he's over there looking mad. I'm somewhere on the ground looking like Humpty Dumpty, trying to put myself back together again. Sometimes you could be wrong about people. Sometimes it's not the look, it's the personality that gets women attention. Because if you don't keep thinking like that, if you keep thinking like that, I can make that happen. And the only thing you can do is pick her up off the ground because she'll be over there looking like she's having a heart attack. But really, I just gave her the best erection of her life. So if you see any ambulance, go take a peek. Make sure it's not your girl they're putting in the back of the paddy wagon from off the middle of the street. So if it was her and you ask what happened and they say, oh, she is coming out of a coma, then you know that, yep, it was me. I'd say, if you don't have a personality, I'd say you better get one if you love that woman of yours, because if you don't want her, I'll be glad to sweep her off her feet. So before you go accusing, there goes a purpose of who's worth talking to. I have been through the times of KKK, which is unbelievable, but I last remember a guy that looked like I last remember a guy that looked like the guy on the front of this book cover, which that's me on this book cover, Mr. Thomas Philip One Feather Bell. But what I'm looking for is some consideration. I do remember being separated from a man that looked like me. He worked on a wheat field mostly every day, maybe on holidays. The funny part about it is everyone thinks that some men just pop out of nowhere. But if we all could know the truth and nothing but the truth will be in your faces and you don't have any knowledge of that fact, believe me, when you do find out, don't be surprised. Just face the consequences. As for myself, I've already passed that test as undefeatable. But out of all these guys, I've been asking where and how to get into tap out. But watch me and learn something, boy. That leads to who's worth talking to, because winners win and losers lose. When I say consideration, I'm talking money for the girl that might have some children that are not mine, and I might not want to walk with Bebe and her raggedy ass children that aren't mine. If I'm a fool, at least my windows are tinted so no one knows. Give me that much respect. And if a woman wants it from me, then she has to give respect to get it. Show me that you are ready for some really tough situations, some really good ups and downs. First downs, touchdowns, 100-yard dash, field goals, tap outs. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you, God. And then, oh man, mwah, kiss with a tug of war with our lips crashing together, depending on how good Bebe is in bed, or how the floor, or on the floor. It don't matter as long as my pockets get fatter. If Bebe don't want to ride, then Bebe can keep her ass at home. Because I'd rather be on the news, the motherfucking front page, dealing with Bebe and her bad ass kids. I say, damn, where you get all those damn kids? Sure didn't get them from your mama. And that leads to who's worth talking to about corruption. It's legal for women to keep making all these damn kids. Damn, a man can't get no justice, no peace, no satisfaction. It's like a battle of the belly of babies. But anyways, my sexual life through all these years has been somewhat okay. But now I'm after the boring one-on-one family life with a good-looking woman. I'm hoping that somewhere in here I can get a head start in this next lifetime or in this next century. I want more stability in a relationship with the woman that I want near me. There's something in the Kool-Aid here in the States. I just can't comply with the way women do things. I will not comply with the results I'm receiving. I feel like a failure in the morning sometimes. Seems like I keep coming up short. I've seen women that eat girls' pussy that look better than some of the women I be meeting. Then she says, eat my pussy. I be thinking, put the money where your mouth is. It ain't nothing but a word. Speaking of finances, a few times I was wondering about my brother and sister. Well, I thought of being it's been 18 years at that time since I lost mom from an adoption, plus some lost sister and brothers. So I was in the Victory Projects path in Youngstown, Ohio, drinking 40 ounces, and it always came to mind, boy, I sure wonder about my sister Jill One-Feather. I had no idea that her last name was also Barnhurst. So I think, oh, what the hell? She'll find me, or they'll they'll find either something happened. But I do remember Mom sent us an apology note after she was sick. Must have had some brain damage, as I recall. So I was thinking like a CIA officer on duty, and thought that our sister was so upset because after her, Mrs. Park got in the way, I thought she must didn't give a fuck. I'm all into science and everything. So I couldn't see her just not caring about anyone. And after all these years, I called the Bureau of Indian Affairs at 30 years old. I gave the lady named Marlene Traversy my written statements to send my sister and brothers my address and telephone number so we could be at one again. So I said they'll call, and they did. So at the same time, I had myself another lady friend, and that I told after I talked with my brother Sheridan for the first time, if my sister calls and she says it's cool, I'm moving there for a little bit. I'm out. If your shit ain't right, girl, then you know she stayed next door to a guy that raped her before. So I was upset and we broke up as friends. So one day, after speaking out to myself about going to visit Chicago, Illinois on Red River Day, my sister called. So me and her finally talked after 30 years. Wow. So change of plans. I go by Greyhound bus, Tucson, Arizona, Vincent. Her and her friends picked me up at McDonald's and we talked the way to my sister's place. But listen to this. When me and my sister talked, she said my roommate has a bulldog. I go through the door, a black pit bull is running at me. Boy, did my heart stop. You know, that she don't bite trick, right? Yeah. Later on the day, I noticed something. My sister's friends were white now. I'm not upset about that. It's just that the way I say things, they don't sound right while we were at the house. I was thinking these are the whites that are taking my sister's family qualities away. I mean, they must have been convincing her in some kind of way as a child or a teen. I could figure it out then. Then I know something ain't right. But what I do believe is this. Just like my sister couldn't even call her kids or go see them, and why plus instead did I have to go there? I don't even have a way like a nice car. The three of us ones that were adopted, we all were, but might as well say that we were. How come we feel hurt more than our older brothers? Plus, I feel whites hate us and are out to kill us.